today's episode, we're going to be talking about life. We're just going to give like a general life update and kind of just what's going on with us and in our world. Not a lot of structure. We're just going to chat. So, yeah. Let's talk about their life first.
Well, this week,
Okay.
Laramie's mom is moving to the town that we live in, so she can be closer to us and closer to Levi.
I can't believe she got the house.
Yeah,
And tell them how
and
far
it's
away
like
it is.
5 minutes from here.
That's so awesome.
But we help her move in on Thursday, I think Thursday or Friday.
Did she have a lot of stuff? I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you. I have all these questions.
I think the house that she's in now is probably about the same size as where she's moving. Maybe I don't know.
Did Kaden and Nina know that she was moving when they got the house?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then Levi's about to be 3 months, or he was 3 months. I made this list the other day. So.
Yeah.
That's so
And
weird. I feel like he's been here forever.
I know. And then me and Laramie's 3-year anniversary is coming up.
Oh my gosh,
In
all yours are so
June.
sentimental.
I know.
Mine are not. That's so sweet.
Well,
3
nothing is
years.
happening in my life right now. So I'm
You're
just
like,
taking care of a baby.
Stay on mama. But I want to hear about like the fun stuff you're doing right now. Like you could talk about the.
I'm going to talk about our house.
Okay, all right.
I was on there. So we are like somewhat getting the ball rolling on our house stuff. There's like still some like questions we have to get answers to. Yeah, I'm like, I honestly don't have a huge update about that because,
No, I want to hear all the ins and outs. I want to know specific details.
well,
Are you building over there?
yeah,
next to
we
us?
are going to build next year. I think we figured
Because
it
Larry
out.
told me that you couldn't build over there.
Well,
and
I
I was
think
set on us
my-
having a little neighborhood.
We
in the
have
back.
to have an acre like to build our house on, and I think that my dad drew it out to where it'll work now
And why do you
So-
have to have an acre?
because of Reno, some like
Really?
Okay.
some kind of rule,
How many acres is back there?
and that's like what Nana and Papa
Yeah.
are giving each of us is an acre. But
Us like you and us like us. Okay, yeah.
but yeah,
And there
I
is
think
enough room because actually no one did tell me.
and
that
they
was
talked
the-
about we can push a fence back, and anyway.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And then we're supposed to talk to some kind of loan person this coming week. But yeah,
That's awesome. So are you gonna? I just can't imagine you have to contract out. Laramie's too busy.
yeah.
He's working a full-time job. He can't build a house and do that at the same time. Wow. But Chloe, in all honesty, me and Noah, we were sitting in our house the other day and we were like, they're gonna have their house done before we have our house done. Like,
I don't know. I
we're
think
like,
the
it's gonna be
loan
done.
process is like it's gonna take like at least a month before things are even like actually rolling. I think.
Well,
but
we broke ground September of 2022. Is that right? No, before that.
that was the year we got married.
We started working on the house. Wait, is it 2025?
Uh-huh.
So 2023. Because Noah started planning the house when Shiloh was 3 months old. And Shiloh was 2 years and 4 months old. The house is about the same as it was a year ago.
Yeah,
Well, you had a
lot going
baby.
on.
I know. I'm just saying, like, but the convenience of contractors is that, like, they don't care that somebody had a baby. Like,
Yeah.
there's no halting for their life. Like, this is their job. So they're there to, like, build it. I'm
And
like,
you already have like the plans and everything that Nana drew up. So that's
Actually,
gosh.
no.
are you going to edit them?
So Laramie found. You remember how y'all talked about using a kit?
Like a house kit?
Kind
Yeah.
of, but we found one that's just like a metal structure, and Laramie's dad used
Is
to
it
put them up.
Volstruct?
No, Mueller.
Oh, okay.
But Laramie's dad used to put them up, and he was like, "Yeah, we can get the shell up in like a couple of days." So
That's awesome.
So Laramie's dad is going to do the shell.
I don't know.
Okay.
We don't know,
Okay. No, that's fair. That's totally
but
fair. Yeah.
he'll maybe help. Hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, so pretty slow moving, but it's moving.
Yeah.
That's so exciting.
I mean,
And
building a
y'all-
house is slow. That's like why I think it's so like rewarding at the end because it's like
There's so
I'm
many
here,
decisions.
like-
We went into Lowe's the other day, like we just needed to kill time, so we went in there and we were like looking at all the stuff, and we were like, man, like inside doors, hinges, doorknobs.
Yeah.
Like there's
Yeah,
so
like a
many
little
decisions.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Light
so,
switches.
So many decisions. I guess the good thing is like Noah, like because he's building ours, is like that. He when he reaches like a decision, he's like, "What do you want?" And he gives me like options. I want this, and he's like, "Okay," So that's been
Yeah.
really helpful because he's like, "I definitely have no idea if you have a preference." So he asked me on like everything, which is really nice. And sometimes I have an opinion, sometimes I don't.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't
But
mean-
technically, didn't Laramie like already like break ground? He already did
Yes,
some stuff
but-
out there.
I think now we're gonna do a slab. So basically,
Okay.
we're gonna have to go fill back in
Oh,
what he
no.
did.
He worked so
Oh,
hard.
no. Shiloh
But
can
it's
play
okay.
in the dirt pile.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh my gosh. That's okay.
But yeah,
I mean, but that alone was so much work for him on the days off when I know he's already
Yeah.
tired. And that took him a while because it
while.
does.
Mhm.
It takes a long time to dig holes. Like,
Yeah.
so I mean, I'm just.
Well,
And
everything
when
has to
on
be
his-
so like perfect because
yeah.
Mhm.
you're building a house that has to stand.
Yeah.
So, like,
my
I
it has to
would be a
perfect.
horrible house builder.
Oh no,
I hate
was
measuring.
not
I don't even
going-
know how to read a tape measure.
you would be like, it's
Close enough.
You're always
okay.
even with recipes. You're like, I don't know, just throw it in there. I do that too, though. So, yeah, I think that that's just so exciting. Like, it feels like I don't even really think about like our house, until I'm like down there because I'm like working, making money, and Noah's building it.
Thinking about like putting all your stuff in there.
Yeah, like I just don't even really think about it until I'm down there and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is gonna be so awesome. But then I try not to get too excited, which I know sounds crazy, but it's like we still have a while to go.
Patience.
So I'm just like,
Yeah.
yes, like true patience. So I'm so excited that we're gonna have a neighborhood. I was sad thinking about that you had to build your house somewhere
I know.
else.
I've always wanted it right there.
Mhm.
But so I think it's gonna work.
And I love ours because it's like wooded, which is like where I grew up. Like at my parents' house, it's very like woodsy. So it's so awesome.
I also put this is like just so random, but I'm so excited for Duck Dynasty. The new
Yes,
season.
June 1st.
I like can't wait.
And June 1st,
Yeah.
I so sporadically watched Duck Dynasty when I was a girl because my
No. Our
I was-
family,
I have it all on DVD.
we have them on DVD too.
Yeah.
And we went to like Duck Commander Warehouse,
Mhm.
took pictures out in front of it.
Mhm.
Like, my whole entire family
It's
Where
just
is it?
loved Louisiana.
okay.
it's just like so wholesome.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I mean
Well,
my
it's like
parents
the
had it
whole
on a
family.
lot, but I wouldn't say that I like kept up with it. But I remember Sadie. I was like, she's the prettiest girl I've ever
Yeah, Laramie said he had a crush on her. I was like,
seen. I had a crush on her.
She's so pretty. How can you
Wanted
not?
to be her. Yeah, no, I know. And then I remember going to like Rue 21 when I was like in high school, and she had that clothing line that she had. She had a clothing line, and I was like, I have to buy it. She, like, so it's just so funny because like I wasn't a huge fan of Duck Dynasty, but even like I still liked her even then,
Yeah.
even though I wasn't like I'm still am.
I know, I love her.
I follow the Whoa That's Good podcast on Compound Interest, And I'm like, please notice us. So no, that's great. Yeah.
And then the last thing I have on here, it's also not super exciting, but it's exciting for me. Laramie got me a new baby carrier for Mother's Day, and it's like changed my life. I had the wrap, and it was great, but it like I just don't think I wasn't very good at putting it on because my back would like kill me
Yeah.
all the time.
It just didn't pair well with me.
Yeah, and so he got me one that like buckles,
It's
and it's just so much better, and it's cute. Yeah,
Yeah, it's so cute. It looks very like.
and Levi loves
bougie
it.
kinda.
So
Yeah, he does. He's so happy. Tell me all the things that you've done with it on. I want to know.
Clean, did laundry, which bending over on the
It is kind of hard.
what is that called, washing machine, I was like squishing them. I was like, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
like bending over to move the clothes. Yeah. You have to like hold their head. When
But
you,
I'm like literally anything, cooking,
Yeah.
cleaning, all the things I do at the house. I'm like, that's all I do.
yeah,
Laundry, cook, clean.
that's like
Grocery shop,
Oh, do you go out to the store?
sometimes. Yeah.
Do you go on walks with it? Not really. No. I didn't mean it like that. I just wondered if you tried it. I was doing so good taking my daily walk. Oh, go ahead.
I just remembered I'm gonna try. Laramie he like loves the little Chat GPT or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And he made me a mommy and me Pilates at home. that I'm gonna try.
So it's
Did you
like
get the
a
board?
routine.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you can like wear your baby,
the
and do
baby.
it,
That's actually that's a genius way to use that. Yeah, that's really smart.
because then that's like your weight,
Yeah, yeah. And what it makes sense.
body weight,
it's like
and then some.
perfect progressive overload too, because it's like your baby grows. So
Yeah.
no, I love that. I would wear Ruth with the wrap, the actual wrap,
Mm-hmm.
and I loved the wrap. I still love the wrap, but I did not love the wrap with Shiloh because I truly, seriously think it's all in the material. I think if you
Yeah.
had like the Solly or whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just was like, it was 10,000 times better than the one that I'd had for Shiloh, which is the Amazon brand.
Well, that black one that I had,
Uh-huh.
that was like super thick.
Uh-huh.
It was really good, but it was too hot.
Too hot.
I couldn't.
Yeah, this one I, have
couldn't
is
do
like
it.
so
I-
stretchy and thin.
We're both too sweaty.
Mm-hmm.
He's always sweaty.
Yeah. But now that she's older, it's exactly what Shiloh did. She doesn't want to face me. Like she wants to be turned around and face out, and you obviously can't face them out with the wrap.
Yeah.
So it's like, but I have a different one.
Yeah, I saw it the other day.
Yeah.
It clips.
Yeah, I have one that clips. I actually have 3 baby carriers. I have the Solly wrap. I have one that I got as a hand-me-down from my cousin Katie, and it's like they only face towards you or on your back towards you. And then I have the other one that I got, and we got it whenever, what's that store called? Baby?
Babies R Us?
Yeah,
Baby.
whatever. Something like that. They
The
were
one that
like-
went out of business?
Yes, that one. We got it when it was going out of business, and they can face. Sorry, that was such a long vibration. They can face forward or backwards.
What?
I heard that for somebody's phone, like vibrate. Okay. I thought I did. I don't know. I'm sorry. This is supposed to be your life update. Why don't you keep going?
No, that was it. New carrier. I'm going to try Pilates at home
I'm excited.
because a membership is.
No.
Okay,
Insane.
Howard one and
It's so
Alito.
insane.
And I'm like, would the Alito one be a little cheaper than the Fort Worth one?
Doubt it.
Yeah, Alito. Alito's gonna be more expensive than Fort Worth, I feel like.
My old coworker, she like used to. I don't know if she instructed Pilates. I don't know. She went all the time.
Can you imagine?
And she was like, the cheapest one is Club Pilates, and it's $200 a month.
Mm-mm.
I can't do that.
That's what I just spit everywhere. My Mimi does Pilates 3 times a week.
Good for her.
I know. Actually, I think she just recently told me that she stopped doing it because she said that she was only going like twice a week for a while, and she was like, I can't pay $200 a month for twice a week. She was like, I'm just not going to do it. But I was like, maybe.
I want to go to a free class just once.
Yeah.
We should
just
all
to
go.
We
Free.
should just to try it. And then we'll talk about it on the podcast. Share our experience. I mean, I have no doubt that it's really difficult. Like,
Yeah.
It
because
looks
isn't it
hard.
like a lot of like stagnant, like planking or like holding your body or like, yeah, because I'm like, let me tell you right now, I'm not good at that at all. I tried, I used to be able to do like push-ups, all that jazz. And then I tried to do a push-up when I started working out after Ruth, and
Did I
I
tell
couldn't
you?
do one.
We had a birthday party for my friend Brooke, and she made everyone do push-ups.
Just to
She
see,
just
like,
to see.
how-
Well, we saw that thing that said like every woman should be able to do 11 push-ups.
Oh yeah, I saw that thing.
You're right.
Every woman should be able to do these things. Yeah. Oh,
But it was funny. The goal was 1, so
did you get one?
yeah.
Good. Oh my god, I
I did
would've failed.
4 actually.
Oh, 4?
That's,
like that's a
really
lot.
sad to me.
I mean, you just had a
just
baby.
had a
So I feel like that's good.
For 9 months, you're just like, oh my gosh. Like, I mean, I just lugged around, so I'm like, that's
I remember
pretty good.
whenever I was coaching the girls, I'd be like, I'm pregnant and I can do a push-up better than you. And they were like, no, you can't. And I was like, oh no, now I have to do it.
Yeah.
But I did it and they were like, wow.
She's so
It
strong.
was fun.
That's awesome. Huh. Okay. You
Micah-
don't ever have a list. You
I
never
know,
have
I'm very
notes.
impressed.
I just...
I have to have notes.
Nothing would just go blank. Okay, I'm sorry. Take it away.
Micah graduated in 3 years, and we went to his graduation party last night with like all of his like classmates, and everyone just talked about like Micah was the smartest one. He was the most mature. He has it all together, and I'm like, oh, I'm so proud of him
That's so
because
cool.
he's also the youngest one.
Mm-hmm.
Because he did
The
it
youngest
so
in
fast.
his class.
Yeah, because
That's so
everyone
crazy.
like graduated in like 4 years, and he did it in 3, which it's just crazy to me that he graduated magna cum laude in 3 years. Like I'm just so impressed.
And not that I didn't think that Micah was smart. I obviously thought he was smart, but I didn't know he was like.
No, he's like so smart.
I didn't know
He's,
he was gonna
crazy.
like school everybody else. Like I was like,
he
oh
gets
my
a
gosh.
99. He's like, I should have got 100.
Mm-hmm.
And he like just it really takes him out.
The 99.
Yes, he's like,
You
I
know,
just could've done
I
better.
do. Oh, I'm sorry, Kendall. I'm straight up putting my feet on top of yours, playing footsie under the table. I do kind of get that though, because you're like, I was so close to a 100.
Mhm.
Like I do get that,
No,
but
me,
yeah,
I was like, oh great, I got 90.
Yeah.
Awesome.
yeah.
But no. So now he's looking at master's programs, and we're trying to figure out if we're moving, where we're moving, when, all that kind of stuff. So it's
Don't
exciting.
wait, Kendall. We'll have to like virtual put you
I
in.
know it'll be like weird to
It's
figure
gonna
that
be
out.
different, but it's okay. We can,
Yeah.
and we will. Fridays from 2 to 4 are secret, even though it's Monday at 10 right now. But yeah.
But yeah, we're figuring that stuff out. I quit my job, which honestly has just been the best thing because I didn't realize like I knew it's causing me like anxiety and like worry. But I didn't realize like I was like losing sleep over this job. Like it was just not a good situation to be in. But now it's like
A weight lifted.
yes,
just
like I feel like
gone.
like I'm so much happier now.
It's amazing,
Yeah.
Kendall.
So
And it wasn't the fact that you had to like wake up and go somewhere every day. It was
No.
actually the environment of the job.
yeah, it was about the environment. Because I've had other jobs where like when I was in school, I would do the internship and then I would go to work till 9 p.m. You know, like I wake up at 5, go to
Yeah.
work till 9, and then
Yeah.
do wedding planning when I got home.
Yeah,
And I
remember
like
that.
still got up and did it every day, and I was fine.
Yeah.
But I don't know, this job was just not
Yeah.
not it for me. But that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going back to school. Start summer classes
You,
next week.
Kendall's life update is heavy.
I feel like we have like big
Dang.
things.
You always, I feel like too, those first couple years after you get married, at least for me, just transition after transition after
Yeah.
transition. It's like, you gotta figure everything out. Okay, keep going.
But-
Tell us about school.
I'm taking 3 classes this summer, and then 3 classes in the fall, and then I'll be done with my associates. And
That's
then,
awesome.
yeah, I'm gonna try and do like a business degree online
Mhm.
through Tarleton.
You need to talk to Jenna.
I know, I
Yeah,
do.
I was thinking that too. Yeah.
Because I'm like, Jenna did most of hers online, right?
The last year she did online, but
Okay.
after
Kaden
COVID, there's so many classes that you can take online
Well,
now. So
It was either like, because I looked it up on like the Tarleton website, and it was like, well, you can do it online, or they have it at like
I'm
the
sorry.
Fort Worth campus. So I'm like,
Kendall, I have to tell you something. I don't want to forget.
What?
No, it's good. You can throw this out and forget it forever. But are you paying for your school?
I am now, yeah.
So, if you work 20 hours a week at Starbucks, they pay for your degree and it's all online.
You're kidding?
No, you need to go work at Starbucks.
I guess I do. I mean, because it's honestly like I'm done being a dental assistant.
Yeah.
That environment. Is
Then you would
not
be a
for me.
barista.
Like,
Like
the rest
all
of
the
y'all.
rest of us. I'm just saying,
No,
Pray
because
ab-
that would be nice.
pray about
But I'm
it.
not really doing it.
Because if you work at Starbucks, it is literally, they cover your degree 100%. It has to be, I think Arizona State or something, but it's all online. So it has to be that specific college.
Yeah.
But so many of my coworkers did it, and then they like don't work there anymore because obviously that was their
Yeah.
plan.
Mhm.
And the hourly pay is better than it used to be when I worked
Yeah.
there because it's like farther on.
Well, and that's
I'm just
something that like
saying.
even like when we do move potentially, like
Those-
there's
they're everywhere.
Starbucks everywhere.
All you
so
have
I
to do
could
is
that.
transferring a Starbucks is so easy. You tell your manager, we're moving and I need a different store, and you pick your store, and if they've got an opening. The hours are so flexible. They're from 4:30 a.m. all the way to 10 p.m.
I
Like,
just like don't want to get up at 4:30.
then don't be an opener. But I vouch for it because I literally, there's some things I don't like about Starbucks, but there's a lot of things that I do like about Starbucks because they gave me like everything that I needed when I was in college. It was the best job. They're so flexible.
and
Don't have
being a
enough
barista
cookies
is
to-
just so fun.
It was the best job in the world. I wish that I could just be a barista forever because it was my favorite job I've ever had. I loved it so much.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
Well, that's an idea, and I'm also looking into being a nanny for
Oh, yeah.
a family that Brooke and Colton are friends with.
Mhm.
And the only thing with that is we're probably going to be moving in January, so they need
Right.
me for like a whole year, so that's kind of like
Mhm.
not convenient for them, which I totally get.
Yeah.
And then I contacted my old boss at TCC, and he said that if he
Yeah.
applied, he'd like get my application to try and get me
Yeah,
my job back.
that's definitely a good idea too.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
We got a couple options thrown around.
So, where are you gonna move in January?
Either UT or Austin,
Okay.
Norman, Oklahoma,
Mm-hmm.
UT, or College Station.
You mean OU?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Or College Station?
Yeah.
Okay, so nothing like too far away.
Mm-mm.
Not like Michigan.
No.
Okay, good.
Well, there was
Uh,
Micah's professor basically was like, Micah, your GPA is so good you can go anywhere you wanted. And then she's like, you go to Stanford or Rice. And I was like, oh my god, Micah, like,
Aw.
like you're like I'm just so impressed.
And
by
Micah,
him.
like, he never even acts like he's got a care in the world.
He's so
He's not like
humble,
he literally
like,
just
he's-
walks around,
Yeah.
fishes,
Yeah.
like does his little hides. Like he just never looks worried. He never
Yeah.
looks stressed. He looks tired sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
like low energy. But
Mhm.
like I always just was like, because he's driving 4 hours every day.
He literally
to
handles
Tarleton.
everything so well because if I was in his shoes, like I'd be like crying on the floor. I can't do this anymore.
Aw,
But no, I'm
That's
just
so
so
awesome.
impressed by him.
and you're so supportive, Kendall.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so proud of you guys. Like I'm so excited to see like where Yahweh takes you, and
Yeah.
just the journey is really fun. Even if you don't
Yeah.
know where you're gonna end up,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
it's really fun to just be like what do you have for me? Whatever you have, Yahweh, like we're
Mhm.
ready. You know,
Mhm.
like
Yeah,
we're ready.
Yeah, I'm
definitely.
excited to see what Micah like ends up doing because I
Mhm.
feel like he could do literally anything.
He could do
Well,
anything
he's
you wanna-
looking at a master's program in sedimentology. He goes into sedimentology, and with that, he can either do hydrology or like oil and gas.
Mm.
So he doesn't quite know because the lifestyles are so different.
I was about to say, would he have to
Yeah.
move for oil, or can
we
he do
would
that here?
probably have to travel a lot. Which,
Mhm.
Mhm.
if I'm a stay-at-home mom,
Yeah, that would be
No big
doable
deal.
with that job.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean,
that
I'll
he
do-
has. Yeah,
me and the future kids will just go with him. You know,
Mhm.
Go
like
get a school bus.
yeah. But like basically, he was telling me how
Is
it
that a
You have
works.
to
happy
have your
guess?
CDL.
Oh, so
I'm not even driving it.
I'll let you get.
But how it works
It's
is
so
like,
hard.
a gas company like has this team of people, and this team of people are like, well, we're like looking into this. We want to go to Greece to study this, and they're like, okay, well, buy y'all's plane
oh,
tickets.
so it's like traveling.
no, it's like travel.
you think.
and-
I feel like Micah would like that.
No, and I think like we go back and forth on it just because, like, best case scenario, I'd be able to go with him.
Mhm.
But there are some instances where he'd be gone for 2 weeks and I'd be here. You know,
Mhm.
so like that's not neither of us
It's
really
not
want
ideal.
that.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
it's just like I had no idea like the money that was in oil and gas. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
I'm
something to
like,
consider for sure.
That's insane. Like I didn't
Yeah.
know like I knew people made that kind of money, but I didn't know that was ever gonna be like a possibility
Yeah.
for me. So
Yeah.
I'm like, that's insane.
Yeah,
But hydrology, Micah likes that too, and
Yeah.
he could be like we could be in Azle somewhere or
Uh-huh.
somewhere
Yeah.
close. So
yeah.
it's just like kind of
And so there's
what
not
Micah
really
wants to do.
a type of job that would be able to transition from one to the other. He's basically picking his route by choosing
kinda
his
have-
master's program.
Mhm. Well, that's why he's doing
Oh.
sedimentology because he does like the base classes, and then whenever he does like his like research things, I think that's when he'll like choose his route. So that would give
Mhm.
him some more time to figure it out because
Yeah.
that's why we were so stressed in like March because we were like, well, Mike was like, well, I don't know exactly what I want to do, and if I need to apply, I need to apply like right now. And so he got into contact with like some other professors from A&M, and they were like, well, it's too late to apply now, but this will just give you some more time. And there's been this one professor at A&M that he's like, I don't care where you go, like you don't have to go to A&M, but I will help you.
That's so
And he's
nice.
just like giving Micah like so many like pointers, like help on his like resume and cover letters. I'm like,
That's
it's
amazing.
just so nice. Yeah.
That's amazing.
So
That's like a literal godsend. Wow.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome.
So we're just
I don't think
waiting to
there's-
see what y'all has for us. and-
Yeah. Because truthfully, it'll all be up to him, you know, like,
Mhm.
and I feel like, I don't know, I feel like sometimes in my life there's been like multiple open doors,
Yeah.
if that makes sense, that
Mhm.
I could choose. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I feel like it always goes back to like what does Yahweh really want for us? Like he wants us to
Mhm.
obey him and love one another.
Yeah.
And so it's like as long as you're like doing that,
Within that, yeah.
that we really do have, you know, like a lot of opportunity to choose certain things, you know, the way that we want to go. So I think that sometimes me and Noah, like, we get stuck and we're like, I just don't want to make the wrong decision. I don't want to make the wrong decision. And sometimes I have to be like, there's probably like multiple right decisions,
Yeah.
you know? And I think that it's like I don't know, just, so yeah. It's so exciting.
No, yeah, I'm really excited.
I imagine
see where-
him and you.
What he wants to do, whatever
Yeah.
that is.
I just, because you were like, Micah's goal in life is to have property with like a river,
Mm-hmm.
like fishing. And imagine you're at home making bread and he's out there on the river and he's fishing.
Literally, that's the dream. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Just have to wait and see.
That's so cool. Wow.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
I want to hear more about you for just a minute. If you could do anything,
Mm-hmm.
like literally just like there's no, like, you know, nothing, like what would you want to do?
Probably right now, like, I really want to nanny
Mm-hmm.
just because I really love babies.
So
But-
you, like, if you could do anything anywhere
well,
for your job, it would
eventually I want to be a
nanny.
stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
That's like the goal.
Yeah.
But right now, that's just not really doable.
Yeah.
So I feel like nannying would be
Mhm.
like what I would get.
It would give you
most
like a,
fulfillment of.
yeah, no, I think that's so good.
Because it not only like gives you the freedom, like, okay, you're at home, like you can kind of do what you want to do, but you're also spending time with the cute babies. So
Mhm, mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
But
That's cool. And your mom was not a stay-at-home mom.
no,
that
she
right?
worked part time for a little bit, so she
Yeah.
was off on like Thursdays and Fridays, but that was only for a little bit.
Yeah. Wow. I think that's cool. I just, because I feel like there was a time when like everyone wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and then I feel like there was like this shift where it's like like all the women wanted to work. I really actually genuinely don't think that it matters. I kind of, whatever. It's like a passion subject for me.
Yeah.
I think because I deeply believe that Yahweh's put me in a position where I am supposed to be working and Noah is supposed to be home.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a lot of couples that would say, they would be like, well, the Bible shows us that like women are supposed to be home and men are supposed to be working. And I don't see that. I really just actually don't see that in the word. Now, to be clear, I think the Bible tells us we should be intentional parents
Mm-hmm.
and present with our children and
Yeah.
actively involved in their lives. But like whenever you read about, like, I just think in the word, like, women were working.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And the children, I think it was also different because there were so many different people around, like grandparents and aunts and uncles and cousins, and children were just kind of, I mean, they're one part of the family unit. You know what I mean? And everyone plays a part, you know? So I don't know. I didn't mean to go on a rant. But it's big to me. I just think that it's like a trigger, I guess, because like when women are like, I think that you should be home. Okay, let me give an example. Women that are home, that say women should be stay-at-home moms and men should be working, but they're working at home as influencers.
Mm-hmm.
Like you
Yeah.
actually are still taking time away from your children to do that, because that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So I think I just feel like, I'm like, it feels maybe a little hypocritical to me. And obviously I guess it is kind of a trigger because I'm like, I work and yet I am still 100% a mom to my kids.
Yeah.
I don't know. We can cut that out if we want to, but
no, I think
I
that's
just,
good.
you know, so I think it's important to know that like your experience does not define what Yahweh has planned for someone else.
No.
Like
Yeah,
everybody's life is
absolutely.
different. So not that I don't wish I was a stay-at-home mom, because that would be great, but that's just not where Yahweh's put us right now,
Mhm.
you know? And I kind of had to like let that go.
Well, and it's allowed Noah to build y'all's house.
Totally.
Yeah.
Because I do think that there's this deep desire in men to provide for their
Yeah.
families.
Mhm.
And so, like, I would
He's
be
providing a home. Like
Yeah,
he's
that's-
building
and
the
a
home.
lot of people
Right.
can't say that.
right,
You know, they did that.
Yeah.
right. And I think that is like a, like I would be lying if I said that I didn't have the desire to be home with my kids all the time, and Noah didn't have the desire to like go out and work every day. Like we do have that desire.
Mhm.
But I also think that like we've had to actually just really accept that like Yahweh didn't this portion of our lives. I don't know how long it's gonna last.
I was
Maybe
gonna say it might
forever.
just be a season.
May
Who knows?
just be a season. But I know that we pray about it and we're continually turned back to this is where we are right now. And so I think that there may be a swap and there may not be, but either way, we just had to like surrender, like to him and really just be like, whatever you like want for us is what we want.
Yeah.
So,
Or maybe we can figure out how to make money here and then we can all just be here.
you know what Noah told me the other day? I'm going to spill all our compound secrets. I actually thought it was so genius, and I was thinking this before he said it. But you know when that happens, you're like, is that you? Yahweh? Like, so he said, and Pawpaw suggested it to him. Okay, let me
Usually when things like that happen around here.
it starts stirring the pot a little bit. I actually think it's so smart. Now it's the long con because it's gonna be like a while. So we've said before that Noah would ideally like to kind of not take over. Everyone's a part of the property and everyone's contributing, but like generally it's helpful to have someone kind of like planning and knowing like what the property needs and like if we're gonna grow stuff and like watch the animals and like all that stuff. So we just didn't really know exactly what that would look like. And then Noah was saying like because we were talking about like I want to work and I like would ideally like to bring home money for the family so that you could the majority of the time be home, because the beauty of nursing is it's so flexible. I could work 1 day a week and bring home a little extra money if I need to. Anyway, so he was like, are you like, is there anticipation? So you're like, no, you're taking forever. So anyway, he was saying, and Papa suggested him, and I was thinking it, that like, what if we did like we were like butchers and we built like a building and we would be like Noah.
I was like, Mike has talked about that before.
Like, because he already really has been intrigued by processing like his own meat so that we don't have to pay for the sheep to like go somewhere, because it's a big expense added if you didn't have it. And Micah always has thought that was really cool. And he already does it. Yeah, he already does it for the deer. And so Noah was like, I think that maybe we could like potentially have our own little operation here. And I was like, oh no, like that's such a good idea, because he's like, then I would be home.
Yeah, there's also an app, or it's an app or a website or something that we could put ourselves on that like tells you where to find.
Or
yeah, I don't remember. One of the coaches I worked with showed me.
Yeah, I know exactly.
But
what
you can like find
about.
Local farms and who sells what.
Yes. Yeah. No, I think that's cool. And like, even if we didn't necessarily sell the sheep only, like it could just be like like Hamilton's and Weatherford or whatever. Like other people could bring you theirs, because even though there is plantation right there, like there's always going to be somebody that what I mean, like maybe wanted to try somewhere else. So anyway,
yeah, it's a good idea.
Thought, and I actually just thought that was like such a cool idea. I was like, no, like you could totally do that, and I think I loved it because it was like he would be home. So anyway,
yeah.
I feel like I took over for like 20 minutes. I'm so sorry. Okay, I have a life update. Kendall, wait, were you going to say anything else? No.
That's kind of our main thing.
I'm
What's been going on?
Well, you had a lot. I feel like it's funny because I feel like normally there's so much going on with Coin Laramie. Now there's like so much going on with
We just have like a bunch of people graduating, moving, getting married. So it's like, I feel like we're gone all the time. Which is great because we're with the people that like we care about. But,
yeah. I get that.
That's exhausting.
Yeah.
It is exhausting. Like this morning it was like 9. I was like, oh, I don't want to get up. Like, I wish I would have pushed it back. But no, it was good.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
And now we're here, taking over your house. I do feel like it's like what you said. Like it's worth it that you spend time with people that you love when when they're away or whatever. But then you're like so tired. Like Lindsay just had her graduation party. And that was so tiring, but like I had so much fun at the same time. So there's always something. But that's good. It's good to celebrate the people that you love. I think it like makes it special. So I don't know why I opened my calendar. I don't know any of that. Okay. So life updates for me. I'm back at work. I went back to work after maternity leave. It's actually been a while now. I think it's been like a month, which doesn't sound like that long, but I've worked like
it feels like you've been back a while.
I think it's been a month now because Ruth is... Yeah, it's been about a month. I think I just finished week 4. Maybe this is week 5. It doesn't matter. So I work like part-time as a nurse at a hospital that's really close to our house, which is really convenient for me because the drive there and home is like so fast. I mean, it's like 15 minutes, max. But I feel like I don't know. I've been talking to Noah, and I'm like, maybe I want to try something different. I'm like getting the itch to I think I've learned about myself because I started in the ICU, and I did that for about a year and a half before Shiloh was born. So I went on maternity leave after I had been a nurse for a year and a half, and then I came back at a smaller ICU, which is where I work now. And so anyway, the point is I've only done ICU, but while I was at this hospital, I did a little bit of med surg and a little bit of a tiny bit of ER, and then I did some PACU when they come out of surgery. So I think I just learned about myself that I really like to move around and do different things. I don't like to do the same thing every day, which I thought I hated that, but I actually love it. So anyway, now I'm feeling the itch to try something different, but don't tell my coworkers. But I don't know. At the same time, I'm it's so convenient, and I love the people that I work with that it's really hard for me to decide what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I was talking to one of my coworkers about it, and she was like, just look around at what other job postings are out there. Check every day, because nursing is just there's new stuff every day, and then it goes away after a day or whatever. She's like, just look around and see what's out there, and if something intrigues you, apply and just see where it goes. And I was like, that's actually a really good idea. So
Have you seen those? Laramie thought about doing it for a minute, but it's the IVs that you go to people's houses and it's either hydration or
yeah.
I'm like, maybe you could do that.
Yeah, I did see that, and I do think that's cool. Selfishly, the pay would be less than what I make now.
Oh, okay.
So it'd be if I'm gonna work, because this is kind of how I feel about it. If I'm gonna work, I just want it to be worth my time if I'm gonna be away from the kids. So I would actually rather be at a job that I maybe don't love as much if it brings home more money, because right now I'm just trying to save up money for the house and then come home and be with the kids. So if I can make more and work less, that's the goal. Even though that sounds nicer if I because I did look around at that, but the rates were just a little bit lower. So I was like,
have you looked anymore at the midwife thing? Because you thought about that for a little bit.
I know, Kendall, that is such a good question, because I feel like I was so sure that he always was this is what I want for you. And then he was like, wait, and I was like, okay. And I waited, and I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what that means or what that meant. And sometimes I tell Noah, what if I heard wrong? What if I didn't hear what I thought that he was telling me? And Noah was like, you just have to wait. Yeah. And I was like, you're right. So I don't know, maybe I'll be a midwife when I'm 50 or something. I don't know. I don't know, because I just thought that it was so awesome, and I was so pumped about it, and I was really pursuing maybe what that would look like. But whatever it is, I don't think it can be right now, because I definitely can't go to school.
I was about to say, don't you have to go back to school to do that?
When I'm the only one working, so that Noah can build the house. Whatever it is, it just has to literally wait.
Yeah.
So I don't know if maybe Yahweh put out that fire in my heart on purpose. You know what I mean? So anyway, we'll kind of see. Because I was just midwife. I wanted to be one so bad.
You were even contacting the Fort Worth Birthing Center and looking into that.
Yeah, and I did, and I shadowed, and it was definitely eye opening, and so it was really good to kind of see how they do things, and it definitely was. I mean, I love women, and I really like health and talking about that stuff, so it definitely would be a natural, but I don't know. We'll see where Yahweh takes me. So anyway, I'm back at work, and then also, the other thing I put on here was that I'm taking a gap between this baby and the next baby, because we kind of decided that we decided to intentionally try and have a gap between Ruth and the next one, because I feel we had babies pretty close together, and that was very exhausting for me. And it wasn't so bad after Shiloh, but after Ruth, I was I felt because I had to be on all those antibiotics and stuff after Shiloh, so I was I just think that we maybe need a little bit of a gap there, because I'm trying to work on myself and be generally healthier and have better gut health. I'm into that right now, and I started that new diet. I don't know, maybe I should say that I'm doing the meat only meat and eggs and a little bit of avocado and dairy products. So it's dirty carnivore.
I was going to say, oh, you are doing dairy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing cheese, cream cheese, sour cream, yogurt, cottage cheese, whatever, milk, heavy cream, like that kind of stuff. And then coffee. I did not cut out coffee because I was like, I won't be it. I like read somewhere that someone was like, if you're going to do like carnivore, then you need to not cut out your cup of coffee because you're like detoxing from sugar and from caffeine at the same time. They were like, it's just like going to be too hard. So I was like, that's fair. So I just put like, you know, the cream in my coffee and it's like perfect. And I love it. So anyway, this is actually the sweetest cup of coffee I've had because there was a little bit of sugar in here in the cold brew.
Oh, there is?
But it was okay. I looked and like the carbs was fine as long as I'm under like 40 a day, like or something like that. So anyway, I'm feeling good. Today's day, like I started on Tuesday. Today's Monday, so it's day 6, and I thought I would be like dying, but I'm not. I'm not dying. I actually feel pretty good. I did get a really bad headache on day like 3, but everyone said that was normal. So I drank a lot of electrolytes and I feel fine. So that's it. That's what's going on with me. Nothing is exciting as Kendall. I'm like, I'm eating meat. Kendall's like, we're moving, and like I graduated. So yeah, I don't know. Oh, Kendall, I'm so sorry. I keep putting my foot on your foot. I just want to hold your foot. Yeah.
I don't think of anything else that's like going on.
I know. I feel like I'm just really excited about the houses. I feel like that's been in anticipation for like years and probably will still be like realistically
For a while. Yeah.
like years. But I just stand by like it's gonna be so awesome when they're done and we're all living here.
Yeah.
It's gonna be amazing. Except for Mike and Kendall. We'll just have to see where y'all takes you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like Yahweh was like, you need to be here?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like that since high school. Like, I was like, I
Really?
want to live here.
Yeah.
So,
That's so sweet. I didn't.
which is
know
funny
that.
because my mom, she was like, I'm never moving back here. Like when
Like
she
when
was
she
in
was
high
young.
school, and here she is.
Here she is, and her house is so awesome.
Hmm.
Love that house. Matt was talking about like in their room, like the extra room, or your room where you and Lauren are. She was like, I want to put like bunk beds and stuff up there, and Matt was like, what do they need beds for? They're gonna live like right there. And she was like, they're
come
gonna
spend
spend
the
the night. Like, what do you mean? And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. Like for the
That,
kids.
like, can you imagine being a kid and that room being filled with bunk beds?
that would be
So
awesome.
I know.
My Pinterest is filled with like attic bedrooms with bunk beds because I think they're so cool. So that's literally like what they're gonna have. So
It's going to be like a dream. They're going to be the luckiest kids ever.
I love that. Chloe, if you could do anything, what would you do?
Stay home.
Yeah, I know. I think I would
I
too.
like it.
I really do. I think I
Because
would too.
I was kind of like, I'm going to get, like, I've always liked to work.
Uh-huh.
Like, it's never been a chore for me, really. But, and so I was like, I'm afraid I'm going to, like, get bored. But I mean, I'm taking care of a baby, so.
Yeah, definitely not.
But I have not been bored at all.
And I think there's so much joy in keeping a home.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you don't even have, I mean, you do have a home. You do have a home. But you make that home because you like to cook dinner for everybody. And you like clean and do your laundry. I love doing that stuff.
Me too.
I mean,
I find a lot of joy in that.
I'm just.
I was born to be a
I'm at home
housewife.
right now, and I got so much joy out of cleaning the carpets. Like that was.
Yeah,
like,
you
I
do
was
love to clean. You're
I-
like your mom.
yeah.
You love to clean,
I was
like
"This
deep
is so
clean.
fun."
I have another life update, but I don't want to talk about it. I found bugs in our house.
What kind of bugs?
Not those bugs that you had here.
Mm-hmm.
They're like the teeniest. They're grain beetles, I think.
I'm like, I want
And
to
they
look
like
one up.
can come in
Grain
your
beetle?
house. They can like come in your house by buying flour or any kind of grain,
Oh.
and they're in it. And I found a couple of them.
Just,
and I have
what do you
bites
have
on
your
my torso.
flour and stuff in? Like, is it
Not-
something that's sealed?
No.
You just need to get something that's sealed.
That's
That's
what
not
my
what
mom
happened.
said. I was like, okay, and I still haven't done it. But my dad.
But
I
they
did
bite
something
you?
not crunchy.
I
had
didn't
my
know they
dad's-
bite you.
Yeah, they.
I thought they
I
just
don't-
like get in your
I'll
flour
show you
and
later.
stuff.
It's Chloe, it's really bad. It's like all right here on my
Yeah, I'm like,
torso.
spray. Don't care.
We did.
Get rid of it.
We
Yeah,
had to
I had
spray-
my
we had to
my dad
spray
sprayed
here.
poison inside and outside. I'm
We
like,
had-
don't breathe, kids. It's probably why Shiloh has a cough.
We had
Not really,
mat
but-
spray outside because
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we
Yeah.
had to do
we
that
had
too.
the crickets. We had a tarantula. We had
What?
Yes, there was a tarantula in our house.
Where? How big?
Over there, it was a baby one.
Was Mikey
How
here?
big?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
the thing is it was probably like that big.
Show the camera. That's too big.
A tarantula is a tarantula.
Yeah,
Like,
it doesn't
yeah.
matter the
That's
size.
scary.
I was like, it was when we first like moved back from Idaho, and I was like unpacking all of our stuff. I was sitting on the floor and I saw something moving, and I was like, "Micah, there's a bug! Come kill it!" And earlier we had been down at your house, and I saw a tarantula.
Whose house?
Your house, when we were down there.
You saw a tarantula at our new house?
Well, it was like we were like on our way, like we were walking down there.
Oh, okay, not in the house?
No.
I was like,
They're
just
already
knock it
getting
down
in.
and start over.
And it was like carrying a wasp, and I was like, ah! And I like made like a scene about it, but it like was outside. It was fine.
I made a scene about it. It was fun.
But then, Micah like came over there and like killed it, and I was like, "What was it?" He's like, "You don't want to know. Like, I'm not gonna tell you. You're gonna freak out." And I was like, "Well, if you don't tell me, I'm gonna think it's a freaking tarantula." And he just looked at me, and I was like, "We had a tarantula in our house,"
That's-
and it was horrible. We've had spiders that I've had to like call. Papa didn't pick up, and I had to call Noah, and Noah had to come down here and kill spiders for
When they're
me.
working on the house.
Mhm.
That's so funny. He's never told me that.
Because I just like I can't do it. I see a bug and it's like my heart stops. I can't handle it. Like wasp, like
I'm better now that I have kids because I have to fight for my
Yeah.
life to save them.
One time,
Remember
whenever
when I hit that?
Oh yeah.
I threw the burp cloth at it.
And it, yeah.
I meant to whack it, but I threw it. and
There
it
was a
just
wasp that
drifted.
landed on my mom, and she was like, "Hold on, Keely, I got it." And she picked up a burp cloth and was like,
Well, I was trying to like whack it off of her, but it fell out of my hand, so it looked like I just went, you know, like in through, and it just landed on top of it.
but then it flew away. So it's fine.
flew away.
Oh my god.
One time when me and Jenna were living together, I was like, I think I was already in bed, and she FaceTimed me, and I was like, why is she because she was also in her bed, so I was like, what? And she was like crying, and I was like, what's wrong? And she was like, I just saw a cockroach come out of the vent. Can you please kill it? And I was like, yes.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't absolutely.
You
die.
killed it?
Yeah, well, I
'Cause
went
you
in
had
there.
to
and
fight for her.
yeah,
safety.
I
Like,
went in there and it was
when
like
someone
on
asks
the
you to
wall.
do something, you're like,
Like,
I'm gonna help him.
I gotta leave.
I like brought a shoe.
Sorry.
Oh, it was. I missed a couple of times and she was like freaking out, but we got it. It was fine.
That's good. You're
I
the
don't
one
think
when you
she
were
slept that
living
night, but-
together in the house. Yeah. I wish I could have been a fly on the wall to just watch you guys. What
Yeah,
you
it
would
was
do.
fun.
With your
Well, we were down. Me and Brooke were down here when Colton and Micah were on their Devil's fishing trip,
Mhm.
and there was a wasp in here, and it was like on the curtain, and Brooke thought it was like a beetle or something. She was like, "Oh, like I got it." And then she like
Brooke is such a
ran
bug girl.
away. She's like, "It's a wasp," and I was like, "Well, you're not gonna kill." She goes, "No, I don't do wasps." And I was like, "Okay."
My
Brooke does
first.
everything but wasp.
My
She ran in that room and hid as I was on the phone with my mom, screaming and trying
What's
to.
your mom gonna?
Well, she had just called me.
Oh, I thought you called her like.
I thought you called her to help.
No. And
Oh my gosh.
she's like, "Well, do you have hairspray?" I was like, "No."
Oh, that's
She's
a good
like-
idea.
And then she was like asking me if I had this other stuff. I was like, "I don't have any of that." I was like, "But I have heat protectant." And she's like, "Kendall, that's not gonna work." I was like, "I don't know, I'll try it." So I was like, just spraying heat protectant on the wall.
It's like a spray like this.
I was like so far away. And it was like barely getting on the wasp, but I guess it's like all the wasps that come in here are like half dead anyway. So it
Wait,
like
what?
they're like they
What do you
can't
mean?
fly very well. Like
Hmm.
they're just like already half dead. I don't
Why?
know.
Are they coming from the
I
ceiling?
have no idea where they're coming
That's
from.
where Noah said they live up there above the.
Well, that's terrifying. But like we always have wasp in here for some reason. But Micah usually kills it. So I like was like grabbing a broom and I was like just whacking it, and then it like would not die. And so me and Brooke are like both screaming. She's screaming from in there, and my mom is like, "Calm down, calm down." And it was just
I want to have Brooke and Jenna.
Yeah.
on the episode so bad.
The first, that's so funny because the first memory I have of Brooke, I think like the first time we ever like sort of hung out, it was when we went rock climbing, and she was just like playing with bugs, and I remember being like, what the heck?
yeah. She's such like an outdoorsy girl.
She's such a
And
like
so
tomboy.
we're so like opposite, so
Yeah.
it's nice, except for when it comes to wasp.
Yeah.
Clearly.
She she's like the girliest tomboy that I know. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. Cool.
I
Well,
feel like we always have bug
we
stories.
always talk about
How many
bugs.
bugs here?
Hmm. Well, okay. I said that's all I got. It's gonna be weird to be talking about bugs at the end, but I don't know how to. I don't know how to come back from that. So, all right. Bye.